you, everyone. We're going to call to order the January 19th Harahan Council meeting. Madam Clerk, pledge, please.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Councilman Asbill.
Present.
Councilman Buddy.
Present.
Councilman Chatelain.
Present.
Councilman Johnston.
Present.
Councilman Ricks.
Present.
Mayor Baudier.
Present.
Police Chief LaPree.
Present.
Fire Chief St. Cyr is absent. Finance Director Todd Turnion.
Present.
City Attorney Scott Stansberry. Myself, Carrie Hustis, Clerk, is present.
Mr. Mayor, I move to amend the agenda to add special presentations number 1, Phil's Fest, or Phil Fest? Is that what we're calling it? Phil Fest? Phil Fest with a PH on both. Did you know?
So I have a motion by Councilman Asbill. We'll open for public hearing. Anyone who wants to speak on Councilman Asbill's motion, no one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay. 5 yeas, 0 nays. Agenda is amended. Do you want to also make a motion to move up number 2, or do you want to hold department heads till the end? I was asking her, or do you want to appoint you to department heads early?
Whatever you want to.
We'll just hold them then. Bring Phil.
Okay.
Okay?
Phil, come on up.
So,
We've got a short video we're going to show here. And then Mr. Phil DeGree is going to make some comments.
I can't hear y'all too well, I say in the back. I don't think the mic's working.
2015, June 2015, I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. Did surgery, 6 months of chemo. Got back at it thinking, it was over with. Kind of a blip on the radar. And then 2017, February 2017, routine scans, they found another tumor. Didn't know what was going on, how this was going to end up. I didn't have really a very good outlook on it. They went in between my ribs, pulled out half of my left lung. They wanted me to do more chemo after that, after I recovered, and I said, I'm not doing it. I said, look, I'm gonna fight this naturally. And during that time of research, I came upon, learning that endurance training builds the immune system against terminal disease. So I told her that I'm gonna go from stage 4 to 140.6 and do a full Ironman. Now I've got half a lung, but I'm gonna do it. And I've just been training since. So I was running my first ultra, it was a 50-mile ultra marathon through New Orleans, the New Orleans Ultra Marathon. And I thought about, man, I'll start a foundation based around my endurance journey. I'm gonna raise money for kids who have lost a parent or loved one to cancer.
He lost his dad when he was younger. He wants to give back to the community.
When I was 12 and I lost my dad, I just started wrestling. I was in the 7th grade. I just started wrestling, and that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to go to a wrestling camp. I saw how it affected my kids. I'm sure that there were things that they kind of knew. I can't ask that. There's got to be millions of stories that kids are thinking about that they want. So after the race, a few days after the race, I threw it out there to them in a group text. And so it just kind of bounced around ideas, how are we going to do this? What's the name of it?
He asked all of us, and we were all spitballing, and my wife, that was one of her selections, running for dreams.
I think the goal is to provide aid to families that have lost a parent to cancer.
I haven't been able to find any other foundation that this is their mission.
What's most impressive to me is the commitment to not only himself, making himself better, but to helping others. It can be hard to find time to, work on yourself, let alone give back to others.
We could have lost a parent to cancer, and as thankful as he is, he's giving back to those who weren't as lucky as we were.
I just think it's so amazing that he comes from having stage 3 and 4 cancer with a less than 40% chance of living, and now he's doing all these things, over 5 years cancer-free, and he's gonna run an Ironman.
Running that kind of distance, doing an endurance event like that, it's a physical toll, but it's such a mental grind. And I think, and that's what the cancer journey is, you know, it's such a mental grind, you know, to get through it. It's so stressful. It gets harder and harder as you go through it. You know, you're going through treatment and those treatments are taking a toll on you. And it's the same thing, you know, the mileage is just a toll.
I don't know, it just takes hard work. That's what's been pretty special about it, just seeing his commitment. He's just become a part of who he is. And anybody can do that. Just gotta commit.
Because what he's done, what he's accomplished is so, I mean, it's incredible for somebody without a cancer diagnosis to complete these things.
The big one is the Ironman. He plans to run in June in Coeur d'Alene, where I live. It's a 2.5 mile swim, I think 112 mile bike, and then a marathon at the end. I don't know. Can't comprehend it.
I really am excited for this. I mean, this is going to be like one of the first events he does with the foundation up and running. His thing has been since stage 4 was stage 4 to 140.6. So we could make this like a huge, you know, kicking off point for getting that foundation noticed and really up and running, self-sustaining and such.
I'm a big believer that it's hardest on the support system than it is the patient, because we kind of know what we need, whereas they need stuff, but we don't really, you know, all the attention's on me and not on them. And when it's kids as part of the support system, it's even harder. A lot of the need focuses around bigger things. And then you got the kid who, hey, just wanted to go to a wrestling camp or a football camp or a cheerleading camp, or just wanted some presents under the Christmas tree, or, you know, whatever. Maybe they were planning that, and then mom died or dad died or got really sick. And, you know, oh, we can't do that now. Well, maybe you can. So that's what it's about.
Cool. So we've got Phil Degree here tonight. He, yes, please. He's got an idea that he wants to bring to Harahan, so I just kind of let him take it over and talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. So as it says, you know, I'm a cancer survivor. I'm healthy. I can do all these things, you know, run a lot of miles, and there's a purpose. So, you know, a lot of you know me. I own Phil's Grill. We did a lot of community work. I thought, you know, hey, Harahan really supported me. I was approached about doing this in Rivertown, maybe out at Pontiff Park in Metairie. I said I'd rather do it in Harahan. Father Steve told us we could have the church parking lot to start and finish the race. I met with the mayor and Jason last week, and they said, look, come out and talk to the council and let's see what we can do. So I really think that, you know, my health journey is, you know, something, not necessarily everyone should go on the same journey as me, because that wouldn't be special, would it? But everyone should be focused on their health. So you don't have to be a runner to be involved. Come out with your family, walk the route if you want to walk the route, bring the kids, you know, and have a good time and do something for other people. So this is Casey Urchel. Casey owns Lazy Hound Racing, and they're sponsoring it, producing it for us. So they actually put on the New Orleans Ultra Marathon, which if you want to run 50 miles, he'll sign you up for that too.
Do it over at 3.
Do you have any questions or?
So I guess the idea is to go to, did you just talk about the route? So
Yeah, so
maybe-
we would start in the parking lot, you know, kind of at the corner of Imperial Woods and Bourne, and run up Imperial Woods right up onto the levee, a little over a mile, and come right back. So, you know, most of the route would be on the
on the levee. It's about a half mile to the levee itself. And then come back, we're going to working on getting some music and food and drinks and just kind of have a little festival. It would end at 9, so it wouldn't be late at 9 p.m. So we're going to start the race at 6. Most people will probably be off the levee by 7:15, and then 9 o'clock shut it all down.
Cool. April 15th?
April 15th, Saturday, April 15th. I'm hoping to get 700 runners. I don't know that you get that, but that's my goal.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, so they're finalizing the details right now. I think probably in March, they're going to come back and ask for like a definite approval from the council. They just kind of want to start putting it out there for everybody to start planning for it and things like that. Anybody has any more questions for them? I'm sure they're happy to answer any questions you got.
I mean, I just think the sooner we get it together, the sooner we get you some money and some sponsorships, and I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, I'm not running to the levee, I'm not running on the levee, but I'll help you find something and I'll walk around the parking lot.
There you go.
But it's a great cause.
Thank you. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I want to get the local restaurants in Harahan to, help with the food. That'll just help market them. And we have a lot more restaurants in town now, so I've already spoken to a couple of them that are interested in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Pre-registration, so prior to, we'll know more how many people to be prepared for and
Yeah.
different things, so it's great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good.
Want to add anything?
You're a tough act to follow, so.
All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it. Oh, I did.
Just real briefly, I want to talk to you about some things that we've gotten going since the beginning of this year, moving the city forward through certain projects. We've been working hand in hand with our new chief of police, Ed LaPree, and congratulations, Chief, again on your victory. We look forward to working with you for the next 4 years. We think it's going to be an amazing 4 years. We've been working with other partners throughout the parish, both Chief and I, for the city and for the police department. We've also been working really hard with our senior center. We put a little over 120,000 in repairs into it last year. This year, we have a capital outlay request of $126,800 to put in an entire new AC unit in there. We also have a commitment from Senator Talbot and State Representative John Ilg to come in and replace some of the roofing, replace the ceiling fans. We're going to try to get the Senior Center Louisiana State certified. There's only one of those certified senior center in Jefferson Parish, and that's Gretna. And so we'd love to have that accomplishment for our seniors and our senior center. And it's been an amazing time getting to spend with them. There is a senior that's really important to me, Miss Virginia Carreca. She will be turning 101 in a couple of weeks, which is pretty incredible. And y'all, she is amazing. We go over there and we cut up and have all kind of fun. So as a lot of people know, we've been really successful here in the city in the past 4 years working the capital outlay programs through the state on the House and Senate side. This year, we hope it to be no exception. Our ask is going to be way, way bigger than ever in the past. On the House side, we're asking for around a little over $2 million. On the Senate side, we're working with a few senators on getting a little over $4 million to rehab and redo the plant and a lot of infrastructure in the city so we can get our sewer system up to par. And at some point during this year, we are going to ask the citizens to maybe put a committee together, because it's coming real time that we need to start investing in ourselves. We need to start investing in our city. The budget here it's a pretty tough, tight budget to work with, and I think that all of us want to love and keep our city, and we want our toilets to flush and our utilities to work, and we're just getting there to where we need to take a real good look at it. And I'd love to have any input from any citizens to put a public citizen committee together. I think that'd be pretty cool to get the city involved. FEMA, we're working with FEMA right now. We received so far about $1.4 million in money from them, and that's been basically to pay the vendors that have picked up and cleaned up all the debris. That part of the FEMA invoice actually was around $1.8 million, So we still have a shortfall of about 400,000 there. We've actually made that up in closing out a bond that the city had and taking a loan with Gulf Coast Bank, who's become a great partner to the city of Harahan for a little over $2 million, for a little under $2 million, to help get those vendors caught up and paid. Because in Harahan, we don't have a lot of big projects, and so it's very hard to get vendors here on a regular basis. So the vendors that do work with us, we want to make sure we take care of them, because we want first billing at any storm or any devastation. We still have $6.7 million in FEMA claim we're working on right at the moment. We do have some wish lists and some asks that we're looking forward to working on. We're not really sure if it's going to happen, but we've learned, through the past 3 years, if you don't ask, they don't know what you need. And so I am not shy to ask, and if they tell me no 10 times, I'll just ask the question a different way. Madam Clerk?
Approval of minutes. Reading of the minutes of the budget hearing on December 5th, 2022.
Okay, do I have a motion to dispense with the minutes?
Moved.
Reading of minutes, motion by Councilman Chatelain. We'll open for public hearing. Anyone want to come speak forth on dispensing the reading of the minutes? No one coming forth. We'll now close that public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilman Asbill. All in favor?
Yay.
The reading is dispensed. Madam Clerk?
Approval of the minutes of the budget hearing on December 5th, 2022.
Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbill to move to approve. We'll now open for public hearing. Anyone coming forth to speak on the approval of those minutes, please come forth. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
The minutes are approved. Madam Clerk?
Reading of the minutes of the council meeting on December 15th, 2022.
Do I have a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes? Motion by Councilman Chatelain. We'll now open for public hearing. Anyone who come forth to speak on those minutes, please come forth. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Do I have a second?
Motion.
Second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0
Abstain.
nays.
I'll abstain.
I'm sorry.
I'll abstain. I wasn't here for that meeting.
Oh, sorry. 4 yeas, 1 abstention, Madam Clerk. Abstention was Councilman Asbill.
Okay. Approval of the minutes of the council meeting on December 15th, 2022.
We have a motion by Councilman Ricks to approve those minutes. Anyone coming forth to speak on those minutes, please come forth. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Johnston. All in favor?
Abstain.
5 yeas. You yay or you absent?
Abstain. Abstain.
4 yeas and 1 abstention. Councilman Asbill has abstained. Madam Clerk?
Reading of the minutes of the special meeting on December 20th, 2022.
Okay, we have a motion to dispense with the reading of the special meeting. We have a motion by Councilman Ricks.
Second.
Anyone coming forth to speak on those minutes, please come forth. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Asbill. All in favor to dispense with the reading of those minutes?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Yep, got it. Okay. Madam Clerk?
Approval of the minutes of the special meeting on December 20th, 2022.
We have a motion by Councilman Johnson to approve those minutes. Anyone coming to speak forth on those minutes, please come to the podium. No one coming to the podium. We'll now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays.
Communications. Reading of the minutes of the Board of Adjustment meeting on December 21st, 2022.
So we have a motion by Councilman Ricks to dispense with the reading of the Board of Adjustment minutes. Anyone coming forth, anyone wanting to speak, please come forth to the podium. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Asbill. All in favor? 5 yeas, 0 nays. Those minutes are approved.
Approval of the minutes of the Board of Adjustment meeting on December 21st, 2022.
All right, so we have a motion by Councilman Johnson to approve those minutes. We'll now open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Asbill to approve those minutes. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, minutes are approved.
Resolutions, we have none. Ordinances for approval. Proposed ordinance number 2022-20. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain and seconded by Councilman Asbill. An ordinance amending ordinance number 1925, the annual budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2022 for the Capital Project Fund of the City of Harahan, Louisiana Fitness Court.
Mayor, I'm gonna make a motion to withdraw this ordinance.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Asbill to withdraw.
Chatelain.
Councilman Chatelain to withdraw. No further action is needed. Madam Clerk?
Proposed ordinance number 2022-24. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill and seconded by Councilman Johnston. An ordinance adopting the following policies for the City of Harahan, Louisiana, as recommended by the Louisiana Legislative Auditor for bank reconciliations, budgeting, cards, contracting, debt service, ethics, payroll, purchasing disbursements, sexual harassment, and travel expense reimbursements.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Asbill on proposed ordinance number 2022-24. Anyone wanting to speak on proposed ordinance? Public hearing is now open. No one coming forth. Public hearing is now closed. We have a second by Councilman Johnston. All in favor?
Yes.
You want council discussion? That's it? Okay, I'm sorry, council discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah, council
Okay.
discussion. So I think Mr. Buddy had some concerns about the ordinance. I don't know that we finalized those yet, so I'm going to move to defer to the February meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion by Councilman Asbill to defer proposed ordinance number 2022-24. Anyone wanting to come speak on that deferral? No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor to defer?
Yay.
Yeah.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Madam Clerk, 2022-24 is deferred.
Ordinances for introduction. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill. Proposed ordinance number 2023-1, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harahan to establish provisions with respect to the commencement time of regular meetings of the City Council. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Chatelain. Proposed ordinance number 2023-2, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 1852, specifically Section 1, to fix the amount of compensation of the magistrate and judge of the City of Harahan so that fair compensation is incurred and paid as due. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Asbill. Proposed ordinance number 2022-3, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1955 to reduce the authorized amount from the ARPA Fund for Lift Station 8 rehabilitation. Old business, old...
I'm just reading this. It says the magistrate and judge of the city of Harahan. The magistrate and judge is the same. Magistrate and judge is the same thing. I think you should
It's
have
gonna be the
prosecutor.
Oh,
Yeah,
Should be
prosecutor.
prosecutor, yeah. If you can change that to prosecutor.
We'll have to amend it at the next meeting. I don't-
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Councilman Asbill, what are the current rates? Do you recall?
Oh, I don't know. That's not my ordinance. I don't think, it's not really
200?
up for discussion
I
either
think
right
it's
now.
200 a meeting,
200 per court.
and then 250 is what we're trying to move it to.
I'm sorry, 200 per meeting and,
We're trying to move it to 250.
yes. Okay, thank you for that information.
Old, you ready? Old business number 1, Board of Adjustment dismissal and appointments.
Okay, does anyone at this time have any Board of Adjustments dismissals or appointments?
I don't think so, but I'm going to take this opportunity since the gallery is full today. We are always looking for volunteers to serve on volunteer boards within the city, including Planning and Zoning, Board of Adjustments, and Appeals. These are important boards that help shape the way the city builds and how it's affected. And so, if anybody wants to volunteer, so if you can, please, if you can see me after the meeting or just send me an email with your name, I'll make sure we get you up in front of here so everybody can talk to you and interview you or whatever it's going to be. Thanks so much. I'm glad we got a couple eager. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you. Yeah.
Move to defer.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we have a motion by Councilman Asbill to defer. Anyone want to come speak on the deferral of the Board of Adjustments and Appeals appointments? No one coming forth. We'll now close. Ever have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. All businesses of adjustment, Board of Adjustment and Appeals has been deferred. Madam Clerk?
New business number 1, Todd Turnion, Finance Director, monthly financials with budget to actual comparisons.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Just a brief update from the finance team. We are working with the year end being December 31st. The city staff and ourselves are working on closeout of the city's books and records for each of the funds for the year ended December 31st. So that process takes some time. We are working through that process. We have also been in touch with the city's external auditors. The audit firm, we've had some initial discussions. and they have begun their testing on this audit engagement as well. A few other financial-related updates. The city, as the mayor mentioned, the city has received approximately $1.5 million in FEMA reimbursements for emergency response and disaster recovery in the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Ida. And as the mayor mentioned, that was used to basically pay all the remaining balances that the city owed the vendors for work performed in hurricane-related response. So we're happy that those funds were received and that the city was able and is able to pay all those vendors in full at this time. The last thing we wanted to mention is the city on Friday did receive the sales tax deposit for the month, and sales tax deposits were in line with budget and what we're expecting. The fire sales tax continues to exceed projections and expectations. We do understand that that's perhaps temporary, but the current month exceeded expectations and budget. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions the mayor or the council members may have.
Just one, did you say the vendors were paid off?
That's my understanding, correct? Yes.
Good. Thank you.
All right, Madam Clerk, new business number 2.
New business number 2, appointment of city clerk/tax collector.
Okay, so at the beginning of each term, the council and the administration appoints all the department heads. And so that's what we'll do through the following. We'll start appointing department heads. The first one up for appointment is going to be the appointment of the city clerk and tax collector, which is Ms. Carrie Hustis.
Move to appoint.
So we have a motion by Councilman Asbill to move to appoint. Anyone want to come speak forth on the appointment of Ms. Carrie Hustis as
If she
city
wants
clerk
to.
and tax collector?
I mean, do you want to, I guess?
Okay. We have a second by, the public hearing is now closed. We have a second by Councilman Buddy. All in favor to appoint Ms. Carrie Hustis?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Ms. Carrie Hustis, would you like to speak?
I do enough speaking, but thank y'all. I'm glad to be here. New business number 3, appointment of city attorney.
Okay, we have an appointment of the city attorney. Nominations.
I nominate.
Ms. Tom Buddy nominates current city attorney Scott Stansberry. Will now open for public hearing. Anyone going to come speak forth on that appointment? On that appointment? No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Do we have a second? We have a second by Councilman Asbill. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Congratulations, Mr. Stansberry.
Thank you, Scott. Bless you.
New business number 4, appointment of city magistrate.
Okay, the city magistrate, we had Chip Forstall for some time. You know, Chip Forstall does it all on commercial. It was really fun, but he is wanting to move on with his life and spend a little bit more time with his family. So we have a new current appointment. It's Chris Weddle, and that's my nominee.
Move to approve.
All right, we have a move to approve on Chris Weddle by Councilman Asbill. Anybody want to come speak forth on Chris Weddle's appointment? Please come forward. No one coming forward.
Chris Weddle was the
He
prosecutor.
was a prosecutor. He
for
was.
years.
Yep.
He's been here for a while helping us as prosecutor.
Yes, sir. He's been helping me my entire term. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And so we have a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Congratulations, Mr. Chris. We'll see you soon.
New business number 5, appointment of city prosecutor.
Okay, we have a city prosecutor. It is going to be Lane Macaluso. Is who I'm nominating as prosecutor. Can I get a
to
motion?
approve.
We have a motion by, what's that?
I make a motion.
Okay.
I know him, so.
Okay, so we make a move by Councilman Johnson. Anyone wanting to come forth to speak on Lane Macaluso becoming the city prosecutor? No one coming forth.
So-
We'll now close public hearing.
Discussion.
We have a second, okay. Go ahead.
So Lane's been sitting in with Chip, following, courts. So he's been here a little while, following a lot, keeping up with everything, and he's a real nice guy. I think he's fitting good in Harahan to help us out.
So we have motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Chatelain. All in favor for Lane Macaluso?
Yeah.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Congratulations, Mr. Lane.
New business number 6, appointment of mayor pro tem.
Okay. Nominate Eric Chatelain as Mayor Pro Tem. Can I get a motion? We have
Second.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Johnson to nominate Eric Chatterling as Mayor Pro Tem. Anyone wants to come forward to speak forth? No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. We have a motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Congratulations, Eric.
New business number 7,
Can be scared.
appointment of city department heads.
Okay.
Nervous? You nervous?
And you didn't break them down. First, we'd like to talk to our current maintenance director. He has been with me, this is my 15th year here. I know he's been with me my entire time here, and we're going to very, very dearly miss him. So, Mr. Edwin Larcella?
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Been a pleasure. I plan on retiring on the 13th. What can I say? I'd like to introduce Gary Fleming. He's been running the department more or less for the last year or so, taking care of business. But, yeah, I've been here too long. I was only supposed to be here for Vinny. Vinny, that's been a long time ago. After 26 years, I'm going to have a little time before I take off, So thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have always been good to me. And I hope I've done what y'all needed done. We're reactionary, that we do as it comes at us. And Gary's handled it quite well. And he's the only one who knows how to operate them generators, I can tell you right now. So,
Thank you.
thank you, guys.
Thank you for your service.
Mr. Edwin. Edwin? Sir, I'd like to thank you for your years of service here.
Well,
And we know you're not going far.
no.
So we know the
I'm
knowledge
here.
is still there
I'm
when we
here.
need it. And we appreciate
Well,
you.
Gary
I
told me
mean,
he's going on
everybody up here.
vacation. I told him, look, Gary, if you go on vacation, you need me, I'll be over there.
Yeah, when he's not on vacation, we want to know where that water valve that's hidden.
Yeah.
You know where it's at, nobody else does.
I got the book for the sewer connections too,
All right. Thank you, sir.
So
We
we've been
greatly
doing that
appreciate
a
it.
lot,
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you,
Edwin.
Eric.
Thank you for spending
man.
15 years with
I appreciate all
me.
you guys.
I'll say, Edward, you
I
came
know
on
Paul.
when I was a councilman under Vinnie Mosca,
Oh, yeah.
and then you served as my term as mayor. And for the 8 years I was mayor, and you've done a great job for the 26 years you've been here.
Well,
And we
thank
thank you for your services.
I'm sure Gary can handle it.
Big shoes to fill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you, sir.
I got a lodge meeting I gotta go.
So we
Thank
have
you,
a,
Edwin.
we have a nomination to name Gary Fleming department head by former department head, or current former department head, Edwin Larcella. Can I have a motion?
Moved.
We have a motion by Councilman Asbill. We'll open for public hearing. No one coming forth. We'll close public hearing. We have a second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Congratulations.
So, Gary,
Congratulations. Thank you.
tomorrow morning, you can tell Edwin what to do. Tomorrow morning, tell Edwin what to do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been doing a great job.
You want to move forward?
Address the council.
Okay.
That's it?
Okay.
Y'all got other departments.
You want to do that? Okay. So we have one more department head that we need to name, that's Recreation Department. Stu Foley has been with us for some time, so I'll nominate Stu Foley. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
We have a motion by Councilman Buddy. We'll open for public hearing. Anyone will come forth, speak forth on Stu Foley remaining as the playground director, please come forth. No one coming forth. We'll now close public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Ricks. All in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Thank you, Stu. We'll continue on for 4 more years, my friend. We've got a lot of work to do at that playground.
Yes, we do.
I think that's it.
Now address the council.
This is open mic night right here.
Okay, when you come forth, please state your name and address for the council. And you have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
I got you.
Darlene Schwartz, 133 Sedgefield Drive. Been living in Harahan for over 38 years, and I've got a concern that I would like to address with the mayor and the council. About 3 months ago, we all received a notice in the area for a application for a commercial business to be established, 194 Sedgefield Drive. I showed up for the meeting. There was a handwritten note on the door saying the meeting had been canceled because the application had been withdrawn. Not sure what's going on now, but it's my understanding that there is a business operating, a commercial business operating out of that address. And if the meeting was canceled, for us to be able to address the council on that, and they are proceeding with the business, I have a major concern about that. I'm kind of curious, is there a business operating out of that location? Who knew about it? When was it approved? Why didn't we, the citizens, the neighbors, knew about it or know about it? And what is going to be done to handle this situation if this is in fact true? I've been shown, I don't do Facebook and all the social media stuff, but I've been shown some pictures and advertisements by people who are into that certainly seem to look like the property location, advertising services. And I've been told they operate in a massage parlor out of there. I've been told they operate in a medical facility out of there. I'm not an inspector, just kind of curious what's going on. We got a wonderful residential neighborhood on Sedgefield, and I'm certainly opposed to any kind of commercial business being open there, because once a commercial application is approved, once the property is sold, anything can show up there at any time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Merlin Schwartz, 133 Sedgefield Drive. I've been living there for many years. I also heard there's a commercial establishment on that corner house, 194, I believe it is. I know when I drive down the street, there are, on a routine basis, there's trucks and cars parked on the highway. For one thing, it's a vehicle safety hazard. I don't know if the police department is aware of it, but when you're trying to pull out of Sedgefield and you're looking to the left across the highway, your vision is obscured. But I agree with the previous speaker. If there's a commercial business being operated out of a residential neighborhood, I know I speak for myself, and I know I speak for many of the people who live on that street. We don't want a commercial business operating out of a residential home. I don't know who in the city of Harahan is aware of that. If anybody is, hopefully they can do something about it as far as the inspection or regulatory process. If they want to operate a business, buy the lot right across the highway, the old Burger King that was torn down 10, 15, 20 years ago. Buy that and operate a business out of it. They got the Tasty Donuts for sale right down the street. Buy that commercial business and operate a commercial business out of it. But leave the residential neighborhood intact the way it is. You open, you're on a slippery slope. You open up a business in a residential neighborhood, that house, then it's fair game for everybody to open up a business and out of their house. But I don't know what else more I can do or say, but I would like for the, at least, I guess there is a regulatory division in this, in the city that would oversee those things or approve those things. I don't know how the process works. I'm not familiar with it, but I would hope that amongst the mayor and the city council here that y'all could look into that. And I would ask that the new police chief check. I would think that you're parking along the highway there, that is, to use the cliche, it is an accident waiting to happen when you're parking on the highway there and you're trying to bring the nose of your car out to see. It's a traffic hazard for sure. I have nothing else to add. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Norman.
name is Ann McGee. I'm another neighbor on Sedgefield. I'm at 174 Sedgefield. I'd just like to agree or echo what the other two people were saying. It's not being used as a home. It's not somebody that lives at that home, is working out of that home. It's being used as a commercial business. I know that there was, somebody tried to apply for a rezoning change, which I would be very against, because I think that that would definitely diminish all the rest of our property values if you suddenly have a commercial business there. I moved to Harahan recently, a year ago, because I had 3 young children and I wanted to raise them in what I thought was a fantastic neighborhood. I love my neighbors. And I really enjoy the city, and I'd like to keep things in the nature that they are. It's a wonderful, Imperial Woods is a great neighborhood. It's a great community. And I think if you rezone that or try to rezone it or try to start running commercial businesses, even just along the highway, that is a slippery slope. But once you rezone something commercial, if you resell it, it can then be anything, basically, and then what's to stop further on other people demanding the same things. So yeah, I think a lot of the neighbors and everything, we all feel the same way, and I certainly hope that the city council, you just were elected, will do whatever you can as far as I don't know what the inspection process is for that, if you would need to get the Department of Health involved and ask them to do their part. If she is advertising medical services, from what I understand, I don't know exactly what agency that falls under, but I would assume that you all could investigate that or look into it further and see what's going on and see what laws may be being broken. Anyway, nothing else to say.
Ms. McGee. What was the address? What'd you say?
She's 174.
174.
My name is Mike McDonald. I'm at 178 Sedgefield, the same street that everyone else is on, and talking about the same property. I know for a fact that a lot of y'all know that that business opened, that's sitting on this board, and I know that that person does not live in Harahan, and that there's a lot of people here that are residents of Harahan, and that's who y'all are supposed to protect and go after, because we're the ones that are voting for y'all. I would hope that you would back us up, the residents of Harahan, and not the person that's running this business. So it's kind of upsetting that it kind of seems like everybody's looking the wrong way, the other way, and not paying attention to everyone that lives on that street, because we're all concerned about it. I'm concerned about trash. I know there's needles being used, and IVs and injections. What's happening to that trash? And a couple of them brought up the parking. Also, they're parking on Sedgefield and on that highway. And if you ever try and pull out of that street, when there's cars parked on that highway, it's dangerous. I mean, you can't see on the highway. Somebody's going to get hit and hurt or killed. So I just hope that y'all listen to us and do something about it.
Well, I could say something that I spoke to the mayor about this the other day, and I'm totally against commercial. I'm totally against C1, GO1, or whatever in the neighborhood. I'm against intruding on a residential area. The mayor knows how I feel. I met with him. He's supposed to be checking into this. I'm totally against it. I just want to let y'all know, you got me. I know majority of council I've talked to are not in favor of GO1 zoning on that building. So y'all do, I've talked to the council I've talked to, they've told me that. I just want to let y'all know that.
Anyone else want to address the council?
I'm at 134 Sedgefield.
Your name?
Kathy Plunkett. And when we first bought, it was residential, and I don't think y'all should be able to just change it when y'all want to for somebody to run a business in it. And I know it'll start having people wanting to move out of Harahan. You know, it's a nice city, and we want our residential areas to stay residential. You've got so many empty buildings that we need some businesses. Why would they open it up in their home? It just doesn't make any sense. And like I said, the parking's really dangerous. One of these times you're gonna pull out and you're not gonna be able to see and they're gonna get hit. I don't know who they could sue, those people or Harahan, because y'all been told about this problem many a times. So I just hope y'all, like they said, we are Harahan residents. Back up your Harahan residents. Thank you.
Thank you.
How many people are here tonight against this development? All right, how many people are in favor of this development?
Mr. Ball, can we finish address the council?
sorry.
Thank you.
Mike Leslie, 576 Oak Avenue. I just want to know about the shooting on 6th and Oak. You know how it is, I once caught a fish this big, I heard from this neighbor, this neighbor, this neighbor, and I just want the straight dude.
Chief, you can handle it in reports. You want to just finish address the council, and when your reports come up,
Okay.
you can handle it there.
Thank you.
Okay, no one else coming forth. We'll now close address to council. Secretary's report.
Wait, I'd like to say something.
Come up to the podium.
No, you
No,
need
you
to
got to
come
come
up
up to the microphone.
here.
You got to come up.
You
Please,
got to
please
come to the
up here.
microphone.
You're so loud, though.
It's okay.
Procedure.
Thank you.
Rebecca Lewis, 620 Ashlawn. I've only been here for about 5 years. I know most of you have been here your whole lives, because God knows I hear it from my neighbors. They've been here from before I was a twinkle in my dad's eye. And I just want to thank y'all. You, the council, and the citizens of Harahan. This is an amazing place to live. I grew up in Old Metairie, where I thought you needed a passport to come to River Ridge, Harahan, because what the hell was that? Oh, heck. But this is an amazing city. And the people that live here, us, and the people that we elect, y'all, are what make it that way. And I think from the small time that I've been here, if we can just try and be a little bit nicer to each other when we have disagreements, which are all the time, but let's make it civil and make it human. How would you want to be talked to? How would they want to be talked to? This is an amazing city. My God, we're 2.5 miles long, and we are the greatest place to live in the greater New Orleans area. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, no one coming forth. We'll now close address to council. Madam Clerk, Secretary's report.
Mr. Mayor, move to amend the agenda to add the total revenues on the agenda as $4,017,142. 4017142.
401.
7142.
So we have a motion on the floor to add to Secretary's report $4,017,142. Anyone want to come speak forth on that? No one coming forth. Now we'll now close public hearing. Do we have a second?
Second.
That motion, second by Councilman Chatelain. All in favor?
Yeah.
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Agenda has been amended. Madam Clerk?
Reports.
Okay, Chief Lepre. That's strange.
You said let me know.
My name's Ed LaPre, and newly elected as your Chief of Police of Harahan. I want to thank all the citizens that gave me your confidence and voted for me to represent you in this police department. We have a great police department. We've got a lot of good guys on this department. Just this week alone, I've had 4 officers from other departments contact me, come in and put applications in to come to work for the Harahan Police Department. They're hearing good things about our department. We're making changes. I've got 2 officers that have applied to be the jailers and dispatchers. So we're moving forward with that. We're doing our process of background checks and making sure that they will be acceptable to come to work to represent us and the citizens. Real quick, I'll address the shooting the other night. The gentleman that called in the shooting just got out of jail. He called in, he actually had some attachments for narcotics. So our officers, our detectives are investigating that right now. They just had him in, he just got out. We had him in to interview him again. His story has changed again. So we're working that investigation. With that being said, we've had 3 car burglaries also in the last week on Grove and Wilson. There was a gun, a .40 Glock, stolen out of the truck. We're asking the citizens, lock your cars, don't leave valuables in the car, don't be a victim of this cowardly crime. We're working closely with Jefferson Parish. The night we had 3 break-ins, Jefferson Parish, right outside the city limits, had 14 cars broken into. We were able to put together some videos that matched the people from Jefferson Parish burglaries to Harahan. Problem I have a meeting with the sheriff on the 31st. For some reason, our cameras, crime cameras, aren't working that we have in the city. Why? I don't know. What's happened in the past is behind me. I'm not worried about what happened. I'm trying to fix what we need to have fixed. I'm meeting with the sheriff to try to piggyback onto their flock system, which will be a license plate reader. We'll be able to track a car. If that car crosses state line into Mississippi, this system will pick it up, and we'll be able to track. I'm working on it. There's a lot of things that's being fixed right now. I walked into a hornet's nest, and I'm working on policies. I'm working on procedures, recruiting officers, and we're being successful. The one gentleman from Gretna, he came and asked for an application because he heard the changes of Harahan that's being made. I can't do this alone. I retired 3.5 years ago. I owned International Drug Detection over here on the corner. I was a corporate security agent for Shell, BP, and Chevron. I've worked for them all over the country, doing drug investigations and searches. I had narcotic dogs, bomb dogs. I retired 3.5 years ago. Well, I was approached to put my name in the hat, and I did. I see some good friends here tonight that I've gotten to know. That's been tremendous to me. And we're working hard to keep us safe, but we have to, like the mayor said earlier, we have to start investing in ourselves, because all of that, my wife tells me I gotta be politically correct now. Carrie's shaking her head at me. All of the citizens, I guess you could say, in New Orleans is filtering out here. We need to be prepared. We need to train our officers, get us up to speed so we can protect you. I appreciate our officers that are here tonight showing that we care about the city, we care about what's going on. We want everybody to be civil. You know, earlier in the week, we were getting calls at City Hall how tonight was going to be this rumble, everybody was all mad and this and that. So we're prepared for it, okay? We hope everybody can be cordial to one another. We can all work together. But I know commercial is a big issue right now. We need commercial in this city if we're going to help filter and make our city better. We need more revenue. I met earlier today with Todd and the mayor, trying to figure out how we can get these officers more money, how we can take care of these officers, get them the equipment they need. Senator Talbert, Rep. Big John Igg have been very supportive. I'm meeting with them next week. They're offering to help give us some state funding. So I'm working on getting that. But I want to thank all of the citizens. I want to thank the mayor and the council. I've gotten to know them all pretty well. I think we've got a good group. We can work together. We have to stay together as a city. I want to thank new elected council Mike Ricks. When I took off, I got into office the first day I got in. I asked for the Wi-Fi password in headquarters. We don't have Wi-Fi in headquarters. I don't know how we're operating. So I'm trying to get that type of thing set up. I was told our officers working in the red building next door had mold growing in it. Our armory has mold growing on some of the weapons. We have to address that. I don't know what's been going on for the last 8, 10 years. Again, that's in the past. We need to move forward. We need to correct it. We need to fix what we have wrong. Councilman Rick and the mayor have gone over. They agreed. They started doing some remediation over there to clean that up. I think it's doing a good job. I think the council's doing a great job. Everybody's been very supportive. It's made it kind of easy for me, but I'm in a learning curve trying to make sure I understand what's going on. Before I go too much further, I have to thank my wife.
He gets me all choked up, too. I'm gonna tell you, he gets me all choked up.
When I was asked to take on this task, her and I prayed, am I supposed to do this? Because I didn't need a job. My wife and I are very blessed. We've been very successful. My wife and I retired. We don't need a job. I mean, we've been very blessed. I have 2 great kids. I got 4 great grandkids. I don't need the job. I'm doing this because I'm passionate to make it right and be responsible. If we look at this budget, it's not going to work. And I wasn't going to get into all that, but we have to make these dollars work for the citizens. Like I say, we got officers out here doing a great job, busting their butts, and we're paying them nothing. They can go to the city of Kenner right now and start out with no experience at $52,000 a year. We're at 40. There's no way I can compete with the Kenner Police Department. We don't have a casino. We don't have a treasure chest. So we need to work and be smart with our dollars and our budget and make sure we're able to provide the equipment and keep these officers here to keep this city safe.
We're only going to do that by investing in ourselves.
I agree, and we need commercial. And I know we just heard some don't want commercial, but we need commercial dollars. But, and I understand that. I understand that. I understand. We have a lot of vacant properties. I understand that. But with the parking, I just heard, if they're blocking on that highway, you need to call us, and I'll go out there and write tickets. But now realize when people show up for church and park on St. Rita on Jeff Highway, you can't see around there either. So we have to be equal to everybody, and that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm pro-business. I'm from the business industry, but we have to be fair all across the board. If somebody's operating illegally, I say shut it down. It's got to meet within the codes, within the restrictions of the city. So that's their concern. My concern is that parking. I don't want anybody getting in an accident because you can't see around. I actually have a meeting tomorrow morning with St. Rita School. I've gotten a lot of complaints from the people that live on Imperial Woods. People line up to pick up their kids at 1 o'clock when school gets out at 3 o'clock. They're blocking driveways. We had an incident today. We had a loss of one of our elderly citizens. She passed away today. If we would have had them cars parked on West Imperial, we would have never got those fire trucks and EMS units down there. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. God bless her and her family. But we have to figure a better way for those cars not to block the highway. And I agree with you 100%. As far as the business that y'all are talking about, y'all, that's their problem they need to deal with. You know, but I'm pro-business and I'm pro-safety. We have to be able to get out on the highway and drive safe. Like I said, I do want to thank the city maintenance folks. I walked into City Hall and I felt like I walked back into 1970. The computer that I had to work off of, Outlook on it, Outlook Office, was Outlook 7. Last time it was updated was 2010. So it didn't even work. So they came in, they're putting a fresh coat of paint on the building, trying to spruce it up, want to make it look presentable. Palm Depot, I want to recognize them. They've come out, I don't know how many of y'all know, right here in the front is a memorial for 5 officers that have gave their life and died for the city of Harahan. It was a eternity pond that the water constantly flowed, just like the 9/11. It was filled with dirt, grass. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. These are officers that died for this city. We need to show a little respect for that. So Palm Depot agreed to donate their time and efforts and labor and come clean it out. They've planted some new shrubbery. They've cut the grass. They've kind of made it nice for us at their dime, just to donate it to the city. And I appreciate that, and I think they need to be recognized. I was going to talk about Papa Joe later. I call him Papa Joe. I appreciate him. He came out yesterday and has offered to help donate flooring for the police department, City Hall, and the new building we're working, to try to spruce it up, to try to make it more pleasant. And I want to thank Papa Joe for that. You know, that's unbelievable. So I've gotten to meet so many good people in Harahan. I hope I get to meet all of you. My door is always open. I just want to give us a fresh look. It's a new era. Like I said, what's happened in the past is the past. Let's move forward as a city, as a community. Let's work together. I need your eyes and ears to know what's going on. If you see something, let us know, and I'll come out, and we'll take care of it. I'm kind of the outsider. I wasn't part of the establishment, if you will. I'm an outsider, so I'm here for you. I'm not here for me. If I can help you, I'm there for you. And I look forward to working with the council, the mayor. And I do want to give a shout out to the fire department today on Imperial Woods, where we lost one of our citizens. They did a good job. They tried their best for 40 minutes to try to save that lady. So I want to give a shout out to the fire department too. But with that said, I'll
Chief, we got one more that I'd like to give a shout out together with you. Carter Delfres, who came over here and pressure washed the entire front of the building on his day off.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. What a community involvement for a young man to come out and spend his off day to come here to pressure wash the buildings, make Harahan look better.
Right.
So thank you, Carter. You are the man.
That's right.
We owe you one, Big Daddy.
I'll buy him a drink, I'll buy him lunch or something,
That's
but
right.
that was very nice of him. But we just want to spruce it up. I walked in, we didn't have a flag on the flagpole. I found a 3x5 flag, got it up there. The mayor and Brian have gone ahead and ordered the proper flags to be flown, our state flag to be flown, and I understand we have a new city flag that's coming. We need to be proud of what we have.
Yes, sir.
But we also have to be tough and let people know we're inviting you in our city, but if you come in our city and you break the law, you cause problems, I will put you in jail. You know, I will put you in jail. With that, these are the stats for December 22. They had 413 calls for service. We had 9 traffic accidents, 14 citations were issued, and I can promise you, let your neighbors know those 14 citations, that number's going to rise dramatically, because when I was walking streets, meeting people, the speeding is unbelievable. It's out of hand. So our officers will be out there, and I've told them, if somebody says, well, I know the chief, say, well, I appreciate that, sign here, and you can call the chief. You know, I expect our officers to be respectful to the public, but I also expect the public to be respectful back to the police. It's a two-way street here, and we're going to work together. Number of charges was 33, and we had 8 patrol requests. We had 36 city arrests. We had 47 other arrests. We had 8 felonies, 20 misdemeanor, 18 city, and 1 traffic arrest. We had no murders, rapes, robberies, burglaries, residentials, attempted burglaries, but those numbers will change for next month because of the incidents that we've already had. Larceny, 5, and assaults were 6. But like I say, I appreciate everybody's confidence that you gave me your vote, your confidence and belief in me to do the right things. And I know I'm looking at you, Gretchen. Gretchen was the first person when I put my name in the hat to run. I didn't know Gretchen. I didn't know Bo. They called me up and they said, we want to know who you are and what you're about. We want you to come to my house. And I went over, and we've been great friends, all of y'all on Gordon. So I appreciate y'all. Anything I can do to make your life easier and safer, please let me know. I'm here full-time, at least for 3 more years and 254 days left. But, well, like I say, you know, we've been blessed, the city's been blessed. We just want to keep our city safe and work together. So I appreciate y'all's time. Let me ramble. Sorry, Council.
Chief, I got a question.
Yes.
The cars that were broken into, were the windows broken or were they left unlocked?
No, they were left unlocked.
All 3 were left unlocked.
Right. They were all left unlocked.
Pretty simple. That's not a tough one.
Yeah, so they were left unlocked, but I will, and I wasn't going to say anything right now. I'm working with Chief Conley from the Kenner Police Department. I'm working with Arthur Larson from Gretna. The city of Kenner is waiting for 15 brand-new cars to come in, and I've been promised that once their 15 new 23s come in, they're going to donate some 20, 21s, and hopefully a couple of 22 models to the Harahan Police Department. So I'm negotiating right now. I'm wheeling and dealing with the other chiefs to try to get them to help us with some equipment and things that we need to keep us safe. So I've rambled enough. I apologize for that, but like I say, it's, you know, I'm here. If you need me, feel free to call me. And thank y'all.
Councilman Asbill.
Thank you, Chief. We might put you on a timer next time, just to be sure. So a couple of things I just, first of all, want to address the property on Sedgefield. Like Councilman Johnson had said earlier, I know that I've had a conversation with the mayor, and he has assured me that he's investigating it. I will not go so far as to say I'm against commercial, but I agree that if there's commercial activity when there's not supposed to be, that needs to be handled through the right channels. Registration at the playground right now, track and soccer registration is going on. If you have kids in the city, please come out. We are back at our playground. We're playing soccer at our playground. We're practicing at our playground. Track practices at the playground as well. They do their meets in Jefferson. Please bring your kids out and sign them up for track and soccer. Sports are a great way to teach kids teamwork and leadership skills and all of that good stuff. So please bring your kids out to register for track and soccer. There was one more thing.
Question about the field.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with the area roped off?
Oh, that's the other update I wanted to provide. Thank you. So there was one area of the field. The field is mostly complete. There was one area of the field that wasn't draining properly. So we caught it. The contractor's going back to fix it. We approved back in November for the Dixie Youth baseball field to be artificial turf. So they've started that design phase. They're actually putting that out for bid either next week or the end of this week. And the other field, the other high school field, the Arsenault field, is going to be made playable with dirt for now, and hopefully in the future we'll go back and turf that as well. So we're looking forward to getting back at our playground, and as soon as that stuff starts moving, we're going to start I don't know what the rest of the council's plan is, but I'm putting them on notice. I'm going to start throwing money at the gym to get that back open as well. So, and that's all I had. The one last thing I want to say is I'm very grateful for the last 4 years. I think we've really made a headway in bettering Harahan's reputation within the parish and the state, and I'm looking forward to continue advancing that reputation as a city that's serious about what we're doing here and making our town better. Thank you.
All right, Councilman Buddy.
I want to say thank you for re-electing us. I'm really happy with our elected official team. I think we've got a great mayor, a great police chief, and a council that's going to work together, and we're going to do wonderful things and make a lot of betterments, as Councilman Asbill said, in the next 4 years. So thank you very much.
Councilman Chatelain.
So I'm going to go ahead and say the property that we've been talking about today on Jefferson Highway, that property is not changed to commercial.
We got it.
Okay, I just want to make sure nobody thinks that property was changed to commercial. So the regulatory and the legal team's looking into it, Things in the city don't move as fast as we like. But I'm gonna say, y'all said something about parking earlier. I noticed less cars there now than when the people lived there. I mean, when they were living, it had so many cars there, and I wasn't aware that no one was living there. I thought someone was living there, running a home business out of there. So that is news that I found out tonight that I will relay to regulatory department, because I don't know if that makes a difference on the type of business you're running. If it's a home office, that means you live there. So I will relay that to regulatory and the legal team and make sure we follow up with that. But it will be addressed in a timely manner. It's just the process, the way it works, it's a little different. Thank you all, appreciate it.
Councilman Johnson?
Well, first, I'd like to thank everybody for electing me back to the council. This is my fourth time as a councilman, and I served y'all 2 terms as mayor. And I want to thank y'all. I want to thank the citizens of Harahan for re-electing me. A few things in which earlier I had mentioned about I was against. I agree with Eric. It's still R1, but I'm against the GO1 or C1. I'm not in favor of commercial. I talked to the mayor about it. The mayor was very receptive. He said he was going to look into it and do what he had to do. So I just wanted to let people know that. I did talk to the mayor, and the mayor, you were very kind, and you said you would check into it. So that's all we ask. Chief, we talked about the crime cameras, the identity on the license.
License plate recognition cameras.
Why don't you talk to when you meet with the sheriff, when they put Earhart Expressway in there, we were all happy because it took us 10 minutes to get to town, but it takes the criminal 5 minutes to get to Carrollton. So that's where they're using, that's a fast exit. Why don't you see if he can put some crime cameras on Earhart, right when they come into Jefferson Parish by the 17th Street Canal, where they can catch the cars coming into Jefferson Parish. That may be something that they could look into, might help.
I appreciate that, and we're supposed to have a camera at Hickory and Dock. We have one at River Road, Riverside, and when you come in from Jefferson Parish. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the camera was down and not recording. And why? I don't know how long they've been down, how long they've been out of service, but Councilman Dino Banana and I will be meeting with the sheriff on the 31st to talk about correcting that problem and getting on the new flock system. So I appreciate that, but yeah,
I was just
I
thinking
agree
it'd be a
with you
good idea
100%.
because entrance into River Road coming to us, and
Excuse me,
coming
just-
Earhart
I mean,
Expressway.
we have more cameras than that out there. I just want to let y'all know. I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and say where all the cameras are, but we have more cameras out there for cars coming into Harahan. There is camera license recognition plates that are working through Jefferson Parish. They're just right outside of city limits, most of them. So there is cameras somewhere in different areas.
They weren't working. The ones
Certain
that we,
ones
the ones we
that
needed,
we
to be
needed
working
weren't working,
that
but we
night
do
were
have
not
numerous
working.
other ones.
Well, there's one at Clearview.
I'm not going to say
and-
where they all at, but
Well,
they there.
there's one, because we get notified, as soon as it picks up on the camera, it comes across the radio that that vehicle is spotted in that certain area, and it's coming our way.
And one last thing, Mayor, department heads, don't we have a regulatory director? You're not
We
going
did, Gary Fleming.
No, he's
I'm sorry, you're right.
regulatory, so you haven't picked a regulatory director yet?
We have not.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask.
We
Thank you.
will at the next council meeting.
Okay,
We'll
thank
get
you,
the rest
sir.
of the department heads at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Councilman, you're done? Councilman Johnson?
I'm sorry, that's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Councilman Ricks?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who voted for me and put me in this fine spot to deal with all of this craziness. But I'm just going to say that I'm going to second what the chief has been going through. It's appalling. As a businessman for 36 years, I've never walked into something so appalling in my entire life. And, he deserves a lot of credit because he's really been overwhelmed. I've been trying to help, along with the other council people, to navigate through what's happened in the last 8 years. But I'm confident that we're on the right road right now. They will have a great police department. They will have a great facility. I also met with some contractors the other day about sprucing up this facility and that facility as well, where we have rot and some other things that are
taking place. But, you know, as far as I see it, we have some tremendous people sitting on this council and a great mayor, a great chief. I really feel good about the next 4 years of my life, and I think that you all should too. And I know that I'm going to address this thing on Sedgefield by just saying this. Nothing in government works quickly. I've been a businessman, and, you know, like I said, things work quickly when you're a businessman because you make a decision. However, those kind of things don't, unfortunately. But, you know, it'll be addressed.
We're having a hard time explaining that to Mike. He thinks everything works quickly still.
But thank you.
You done? Okay, real fast, I just want to, again, thank Carter Dalfrez. I mean, it's really what this community is all about, to have a young man come out and spend his day off, you know, pressure washing city buildings. You know, and that's incredible. He's setting the precedence for our younger community here, and I really appreciate that, him getting out there doing that. It was awesome to have done, and again, I want to say thank you very, very much, and I hope that other younger people in the community follow your lead, my friend. It's been an incredible pleasure working with the chief of police, just trying to get out and network and help learn with him a new system. I've been, you know, I've been very fortunate as mayor. I brought in right around 11.5 million in my first term as mayor, and the chief and I have been really working hard, you know, trying to figure out how do we duplicate that process in the police department. I don't know how much help he really will need, because I think very shortly he will be showing me the way, because I can't tell you how overwhelmingly the other departments have come out to support this gentleman. They believe in him, we believe in him, and I think that I think he'll go down in history as one of the best chiefs that this city's ever had. But it's going to take an effort. It's going to take us all getting involved. And like he said, I mean, we live right next door to New Orleans, and not knocking New Orleans. We truly need them to be successful in this area. But in here, we need to make sure we're protecting ourselves. Lock your doors. Don't leave guns in your car. I mean, that's just 2 simple steps. And that would have prevented a whole lot of what happened the other night. I saw the camera, I saw the footage, and they were just walking along the street, opening doors. So lock your doors. Don't even leave a quarter. I mean, if you leave a quarter on your console, they're going to pop your window, try to get in. Don't leave anything for them. But it's been incredible with the chief. We're going to work on the red building that the city owns next door to him, try to get some better facilities for his detective bureau in there. There's some units above. We're trying to get those things fixed up and maybe make it some sort of safe house, because we don't have one, you know, if the next hurricane hits, because it's probably not if, it's a when. And so we're going to work hard on that. It's just been an incredible pleasure working with them. It's been an incredible pleasure, you know, always working with Councilman Johnston. He's such a wealth of knowledge, and he's been an asset, and believe it or not, I've worked with him very many years. Councilman Buddy, who has my utmost respect and makes me question my own questions, and he's been incredible to me. Councilman Riggs, he is on fire, and so I'm doing everything I can to help him stay on fire and really set this city ablaze like it should be in a positive way. Councilman Chatelain, who is always my rock, he is my guy. Whenever I want to be in the trenches, I won't choose no one other than to be with Councilman Chatelain if that is my choice. And Councilman Asbill, who's really jumped up forward to take a real lead on getting this playground moving. You know, it's kind of his turn. He has young children ready to play there. And I have vowed to Councilman Asbill that we will have this playground ready to go. And I will follow your lead. You tell me what we need, and I'll figure out how to go make it happen. So, you know, we have a great team. We have Scott Stansberry. We have Ty Tooney on. Of course, we have my City Hall wife, Carrie Eustace, who gives me a hard time every day. She loves telling me no. I probably deserve it 9 out of 10 times. And my beautiful wife and her associates here, Monica Piku at Bodier and Mia Milano. So just wanted to recognize you guys. Thank you guys for coming. And that's all I got. Go ahead.
I got one thing. If any organization, like I said, we're renovating the fountain here in the front. We've had some greenery and some plants from Palm Depot. If any organizations or groups would like to volunteer to help maintain and take care of the fountain, you know, to keep it spruced up, you know, chemical in it, you know, that type of thing. Any volunteers, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church groups, we'd love for them to help be involved and
Harahan Beautification
volunteer.
Committee?
Yeah, whoever. And we're just asking for help.
Yep.
Thank you.
If I might add, too, we've talked about the elected officials, and we've got a really good team. But what makes the city work are the employees, the policemen, the firemen, the playground employees. Harahan has some really good employees that give their all every day to help make this a better city to live in.
They're the true unsung heroes of the city. Right, Dan?
Absolutely. And
Go ahead.
And I would also like to add that, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but in this memorial fountain is Ed LaPree's brother. So, you know, I'm sure it has a lot of sentimental value to the chief, and I'd just like to recognize that.
All right, Madam Clerk, pay the bills.
Move to amend the agenda to add total expenditures of $1,737,255.09. That's 1,737,255.09.
Okay, so we're going to have a motion by Councilman Asbill. We'll open for public hearing. Anyone want to come speak forth on the amendment? No one coming to speak forth. We now close public hearing. We have a motion by Councilman Asbill, second by Councilman Ricks, to add the number of,
1,737,255.09.
all in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Agenda is amended.
No executive session, adjourned.
Move to adjourn.
We have a motion by Councilman Johnston, second by Councilman Ricks to adjourn. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, 0 nays. We are adjourned.